Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing a video on this look that I'm wearing right here. I came up with this look for the holidays. I think it's a great look for, Christmas Day or New Year's if you get dressed up with your family. I do give you two different lip options in this video because I know this can be a very dark lip and it won't be for everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. See you guys in my next video. First, I'm starting with my skin. I'm using the Cover FX Oil-Free Foundation. I'm in the shade G30. This foundation has a lot of different shades. It's really great coverage and it lasts all day. It is very thick, so I'm mixing in the Josie Maran Pure Argan Oil in Light. And I just take 1 or 2 drops of that and mix it together on the back of my hand before applying it to my face. And make sure you have clean hands when you're doing this because I do dot the product that's on my finger onto my face. And then I go in with the Morphe G6 flat buffer brush, and I just press and move this product into my skin. Since this product's so thick, you really have to kind of like go in circular motions and really move it around before you can press it into the skin because it's just so thick. Even mixing it with the oil, you really have to work with it to get it to move around. I have no problem with this foundation separating in any areas throughout the day. I can wear this for over a 12-hour day and I come home and my face looks the exact same. My foundation didn't move and no oil broke through. It's really, really great. My skin is normal to dry, so if you have oily skin, I wouldn't recommend going in with the oil, but you could use an illuminating primer or dampening your brush with a setting spray like MAC Fix Plus because it has glycerin in it. But definitely the oil might separate on you if you have oily skin. But again, I'm normal to dry. Make sure you blend it down your neck because you don't want a harsh line. And always match your foundation to your neck and your body, not your face, because you don't want a stark white face and a tan neck and body. Next, I'm going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer. And I'm not just going to conceal with this, but I'm also going to highlight. And I'm going to create a triangular motion on the underneath of my eye, up toward my temple, down the side of my nose. And this concealer is literally amazing. I'm on my second tube, and literally a little bit goes a long way. The applicator is like a flimsy wand. You get great coverage, and it's not like drying on the under eye area, but it's not too luminous or dewy. So I'm taking a damp beauty blender, and the Real Techniques one is very similar. I also like that one, and it's a lot cheaper, but I just dampened this under the faucet and squeezed it out, and I also wrapped a towel around it and squeezed out the excess water that way as well. And I'm also using this concealer to prime for eyeshadow. I personally like doing it this way. I think it's just easier and I don't have to take an extra step and prime with something else, and it works. Now I'm using this Sigma Tapered highlighter brush. And that is a MAC Pro product. It's called the Shaping Powder. You can get it on MACcosmetics.com or in a pro store. It's the shade Emphasize. It's a stark white powder. They do have other shades for other skin types. As you notice, I go back with my beauty blender and I'm just tapping out any creases. You want to make sure that there's absolutely no creases before you set that area, or you're going to set that crease in there and you're not going to be able to get it out. I'm just tapping that on the rest of my face just in case I have any product that needs soaked up, and it's also going to spread that little bit of concealer that's left on there in the other areas of my face. This brush is great. There is also an e.l.f. brush. I think it's their blush brush, and it's like $3. You can get it at Walmart or Target. I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Chocolate. I just recently switched my shade. I used to use the dark chocolate brunette, and I really, really like the shade Chocolate because it's more of a warmer brown, and it's just amazing. I love how tiny this little pencil is, and then I love that it has a spoolie on the other side. So I go in and I really fill in my outer tail, just following the shape of my brow, and then I draw a line on the inner half and just kind of like flick upward, and then really go in and comb it out with the spoolie. Then I'm using the Benefit Gimmie Brow, and I'm just setting my eyebrows with that a little bit. It's a brow gel, but it also has fibers that adhere to your brow hairs. It's great. This is a little sample that I got, and I will definitely be repurchasing this because it's definitely a hidden gem. It doesn't make your eyebrows feel like hard and crusty, and it's great. So the first eyeshadow I'm going in is by Makeup Geek, and it's called Peach Smoothie. I'm using that on a Sigma tapered blending brush. I think it's the E40. I will have it listed below for you. And I'm just taking this peach smoothie and I'm dusting it back and forth all over my crease area. You always want to start with a lighter shade and work darker. That will help give your eyes dimension, and it will help your blending process. So doing that on the other eye. And then I'm also kind of like dusting it like pretty low and pretty high. And as you notice, it's pretty close to my skin color, just very peachy. I know MAC Kid is a great one. So the second shadow I'm going in with is also by Makeup Geek. It is called Purely Naked. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. It's a neutral light brown, and I'm just dusting that right over the peach smoothie. So I'm starting lighter and I'm slowly working my way darker. Normally I don't like using eyeshadows with like glitter or sheen in my crease, but this one is so faint and it's such a great shadow, you can't even tell. The next shadow I'm going in with is called Bitten. It is also by Makeup Geek, and I'm using that on a Morphe blending brush. I will have the number of this brush listed below. It's a white haired brush, so it's going to put on not as much product as working with a synthetic haired brush. I can do a tutorial on the difference between synthetic and goat hair brushes. So what I'm doing with this product is I'm placing it down in the center of my lid and taking the shade all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner, and I'm just working back and forth in windshield wiper motions, blending that into the shadows that we already have laid down. You always want to start lighter and work darker. If you put too much product on, it's hard to blend it out, it's hard to take it off. So I'm going in with a clean E40 by Sigma and just blending everything again. Now I'm going in with a smaller pencil brush. This is an Urban Decay brush. It's from one of their palettes. And I'm going lower in my crease and really precisely placing that in there. You always want to start as low as you can and blend upward, and then that ensures that you won't look like you got punched in the eye or that you have raccoon eyes, because you're taking your time, you're starting slower, you're blending it all out. And and then you want to stop and you want to look at yourself and just say like, okay, I could take this a little bit higher, or like it's perfect where it's at. So I'm just placing that in there and really just working. And as you notice, it's just a gradient effect of all of those shadows that I've already placed on there, and that's what you want it to look like. You want it to be very blended out, very blown out. That's the key to working with dark shades, is just really packing on different shades, going from lighter to darker, starting as low as you can, and really just blending everything out. I'm also placing this shade on my inner and outer corner on my lids, because you'll see I'm going to go in with a metallic shadow and I'm just going to place it in the center, and that's really going to help your eyes to pop. You can just leave this in your crease and take the metallic shadow from inner corner to outer corner. It's completely your preference, and you can manipulate this look in any way that you want. So I'm going back with a clean brush again, and I'm just blending everything out. Next, I'm taking the shade Americano on that same pencil brush, and I'm just placing that on the outer corner of my eyes. In a V motion, I wanted to add more depth to the outer corner. You could place this on the inner corner as well and really smoke it out, but I just wanted that depth on the outer corner. This shade is also by Makeup Geek. Makeup Geek are my favorite eyeshadows ever in the cosmetic industry. They are so creamy and blendable. The pigment is insane. I don't have enough good things to say about it. The brand is amazing. So you see it looks a little harsh there, but that's okay because we are going to go in and blend that out. So really pack that product on there and then blend it out. So I'm just packing that on the other. Now I'm going back with that Morphe brush that has a little bit of product left from the Bitten shade, and I'm just blending all of that outer corner out. Now I'm going in with the shade Starry Eyed. This is a foiled eyeshadow by Makeup Geek, and their foil eyeshadows have like an oil base, so they're like packed down like almost like a pressed pigment. They're so amazing, guys. And I'm using this is just like a flat synthetic brush by Sigma that I got in like a kit or as a free gift or something, and I'm placing that on the center of my lid. And the brush wasn't working that great. It was just like putting a little bit of product on. So as you see here, I just go in with my finger, and my finger really helped make it metallic and press that pigment on. You could also dampen your brush with Fix Plus, and that would even make it more metallic. Now I'm going in with a Sigma flat definer brush, and I'm taking the Bitten shade on this brush, and I'm placing it very tightly against my lower lash line, all the way from outer corner to inner corner. Now this again you can manipulate in your own way. If you feel like you can't put that much product on your lower lash line, you can stop it right there and leave it halfway. But I really wanted the bottom lash line to match the top lid, so by taking it all the way to the inner corner, it's going to give that blown out effect. Then I'm taking Americano, the shade that we put on our outer corner of our top lid, and I'm placing it on the outer corner of our lower lash line to manipulate what we did on the top. And then we're going to take the Urban Decay pencil brush and dip it in Bitten, and I'm going to just blend it out. And don't be afraid to blend out the lower lash line. I know a lot of people are afraid that's when it's going to look sloppy or yucky, but that actually helps lighten it up a little bit and make it look very blown out and helps open your eyes. And a lot of people think that their eyes are going to look smaller by putting shadow down there, but it's actually going to help bring more attention to them because you're manipulating exactly what you did on the top. Now I'm going in with just like a flat synthetic brush, and I'm taking a shadow by MAC. It is called Nylon, and I'm going to highlight the tops of my brow bones. By highlighting your brow bone, it will help lift the brow and really give a lifted appearance. You could use a matte shade for your brow bone, but I really wanted to give that glowy sheen. You always want to place it at the high point and then blend it out. Blending is definitely key for every single shadow that you lay down. You want to blend it out so you have no harsh lines. Now I'm taking the Mercier translucent powder, and this one has like a little bit of like a vanilla tint to it. You can't really tell, but it's not like stark white like most translucent powders. And I'm just dusting that all over my face and setting my face. Now I'm taking the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara. I'm not exactly sure what this is called. In the shade Black. I will have it listed below in the description bar. I'm just coating my lashes with this mascara because I am going to apply falsies, and I'm going to apply them off camera. But you can use whatever mascara works for you. Now I'm taking the Benefit Hoola bronzer, and I'm just bronzing my cheekbones. I'm not really doing a precise, harsh contour, just bronzing it up. And when you bronze in one place, you always want to make sure that you bronze in another place to give your face balance. If you just bronze on your cheeks and nowhere else, you're going to be unbalanced, and you always want to have balance. You always want to place it more than one place. Now I'm using ColourPop Blush in the shade Cheerio. It's like a cranberry mauve-y color. It's gorgeous for fall and winter. I love it. This blush is like a cream powder consistency, so you have to really tap it on. You can't really rub it. Now I'm using the Nylon eyeshadow by MAC that we use on our brow bone and a Morphe brush. I will have this brush listed below as well, and I'm highlighting my cheekbones. I applied false lashes. These are House of Lashes Siren. They're so pretty. They're just wispy and long. Now I'm going to give you two different lip options. Lip option number one is a NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Eclair. I love the butter glosses because they're not sticky at all. I hate a sticky lip gloss more than anything. You could also apply a lipstick and then go in with a gloss, but any gloss will work. So that's our first look. It's really pretty, it's really fun, it's really girly. Now our next lip option is more darker. It reminds me of that Kylie Jenner lip craze is going on right now. I'm using a Wet n Wild lip liner in the shade Chestnut. And I lined my lips, and I'm filling my lips in completely. I feel like when I go in with my liquid lipstick that doing this method really helps the longevity of my liquid lipstick. It doesn't break up or settle in any of my lines or crumble like it would tend to do without the liner. Then I'm going in with the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Lolita. She has a Lolita 2 now, but this is just the first Lolita. And with these liquid lipsticks, you would definitely have to apply 2 generous layers. So that's what I do, and that is look number 2. Definitely more night appropriate. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks, guys.